These acts constitute conspiracy to commit murder in the aid of racketeering under 18 U.S.C. 1959 A.B. RICO predicate RICO predicate activity under 1961A due to the overt planning, declared intent, and enterprise-based motive. Boy, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Weaponized threats with firearms via law enforcement officer, agent, and armed associates. Use of possession of a firearm and furtherance of crime of violence, criminal possession of a weapon, and New York Penal Law 105-15, conspiracy in the second degree, a RICO predicate. Key to participants: Fat Joe, Officer Doe, retired law enforcement, Pistol Pete, Raul, and Driver Doe, armed driver. Location: Don Coquito's restaurant in New Rochelle. Los Angeles, California club incident, Miami, Florida, various vehicle and travel locations. Description of conduct: Defendant Cartagena systematically utilized armed associates, including a retired law enforcement agent, to intimidate, threaten, and enforce the will of the enterprise through explicit and unlawful firearm displays. On multiple occasions, Defendant Cartagena ordered Officer Doe to brandish his weapon during disputes, often in public settings. At Don Coquito's restaurant in New Rochelle, Defendant Fat Joe was having dinner with an old rival, walked in and sat at a table across from him. Fat Joe was visibly shaken. In the presence of TA, Defendant Cartagena demanded that the Officer Doe pull out and shoot if that nigga tries anything. Officer Doe, acting in compliance, drew his firearm and had it under the table, pointing in the direction of the rival while awaiting a cue from Fat Joe to fire. On another occasion in Los Angeles in 2006-07, during a parking lot encounter after an event with Sugar Shane Mosley, Defendant Cartagena instructed Raul to draw his firearm while a group of local Los Angeles gang members was cornering them. Officer Doe and another associate present also moved to the flank group, visibly armed. Officer Doe and another associate present also moved to flank the group, visibly armed. Fat Joe commands were delivered as a non-negotiable order, consistent with the, what is that, hierarchical? I forgot that word. Whatever, the chain of command. Yeah, hierarchical. Control over the enterprise. Further, Fat Joe boasted that he did not care whether Officer Doe was a Fed, declaring, "If I tell you to pull a gun out, you better pull a gun out and shoot." Officer Doe responded, "Don't worry, I got you." These incidents reflect a pattern in which Fat Joe's enforcers, including law enforcement insiders, were deployed to threaten perceived adversaries and shield Defendant Cartagena's authority with lethal force. Firearms were used not in lawful self-defense, but as tools of intimidation, racketeering, enforcement, and criminal retaliation under the defendant's Fat Joe's command. In addition to the incidents above, TA has personally witnessed Fat Joe and Pistol Pete brandishing firearms while driving around New York City. Upon information and belief, Fat Joe and Pistol Pete are not licensed to carry and or own a firearm in the state of New York. Upon information and belief, Fat Joe conducted Upon information and belief, defendant Fat Joe conduct satisfies predicate racketeering elements under 18 U.S.C. 1959 A3 and A5, as threats were committed in furtherance and maintaining position within a racketeering enterprise. As firearms were used to advance violent enforcement, New York and Florida laws prohibit possession and display of weapons, commission of a felony, and conspiracy. These acts further demonstrate the enterprise's use of violence and fear to maintain loyalty and silence dissent, underscoring the pattern of racketeering required under 18 U.S.C. 1962. Predicate Act 15. Jesus. Sexual coercion and forced orgies at market America events. Statute violated 18 U.S.C. 1591, which is sex trafficking. Conspiracy to commit sex trafficking, coercion, and enticement to travel for illegal sexual activity, sexual exploitation of human trafficking. The defendant Fat Joe, market America's security staff, unnamed dancer from Jennifer Lopez tour, and plaintiff John Doe's 1 to 5. Location: Market America Mansion, Miami, Florida. Market America Yacht, Miami Waterways, and Market America Events in North Carolina. Description of conduct: as a part of the ongoing operation of the Cartagena enterprise, Fat Joe facilitated and orchestrated multiple sex trafficking events at corporate-sponsored locations affiliated with Market America, a company for which he served as a public spokesperson. These events included the use of luxury properties such as the Market America Mansion in Miami, Florida, and the Market America Yacht, where TA was coerced into participating in sexually degrading acts, including forced threesomes and orgies in front of Fat Joe and others. On one such occasion, Fat Joe forced TA to solicit a female attendee on the yacht. At the time, TA was talking to one of Jennifer Lopez dancers on the yacht. Fat Joe forced TA to abandon this conversation and solicit a female attendee. Reluctantly, TA obliged, as he knew from past experiences that defending Fat Joe wanted that woman to engage in the sex act aboard the Market America Yacht. TA, under pressure and the threat of expulsion and financial retaliation, complied. The woman ultimately refused, prompting Fat Joe to shame TA and escalate his sexual demands in later incidents. Upon information and belief, at the Market America Mansion, surveillance systems, security personnel, and corporate staff were present during instances where underage or recently turned 18 women were sexually exploited. TA was made to participate in multiple orgies while Fat Joe stood by and masturbated and watched, using his position and psychological leverage to degrade both the plaintiff and the victims. On another occasion, Fat Joe forced TA to convince a woman in North Carolina who TA was dating to compel her 17-year-old daughter to spend time alone with Fat Joe in his hotel at a North Carolina Market America event. These niggas got the badge and everything. The mother initially rejected the request, stating that her daughter was a minor. Fat Joe insisted that he only wanted to talk and chill with her daughter in private. The mother obliged, and the mother child went with Fat Joe to his Market America sponsored hotel room. Market America and its founder, Lauren Rittinger, have engulfed itself with the Cartagena enterprise. As recently as 2023, Lauren Rittinger sponsored a 53rd birthday bash for Fat Joe on her $100 million mega yacht. Upon information and belief, Fat Joe's Pistol Pete and Rich Player were both present. These acts were not isolated, but a part of an orchestrated pattern of sexual coercion embedded in the defendant's enterprise culture. Market America, though its infrastructure, security, and employee oversight, knew or should have known that trafficking was occurring on its premises, particularly given that rooms may have been equipped with surveillance cameras and corporate security. Upon information and belief, these acts constitute sex trafficking by coercion and enticement under 18 USC 1591 and 2422, racketeering predicate acts under 1961 and B, conspiracy to traffic persons under 1594C, involving multiple actors and a pattern of conduct across Market America owned properties. Third-party liability for Market America and aiding and abetting principles due to the knowing facilitation of conditions under which trafficking occurred. This predicate act illustrates the integrated use of corporate sponsors and celebrity affiliations to mask and facilitate organized sexual exploitation, a cornerstone of the enterprise's racketeering structure. Predicate Act number 16, retaliation, termination, and sexual harassment, witness tampering, obstruction and coercion, retaliation against a witness or victim, sexual harassment, retaliation, official misconduct by one in control of an enterprise, retaliation discharge for reporting misconduct,